Hello everyone and welcome to the Butt Fumble Sports Show. It is so wonderful to have you with us on this holiest of days, this greatest of days. Sports gods have blessed us. The NFL starts in just a matter of hours. Congratulations. You made it through the hard months of spring and summer and early fall where you didn't know you'd get football back. There was a chance. Maybe we would have another COVID. Maybe there would be a world war. Maybe the aliens would come and prevent this day from happening, but no longer a concern because in just a few hours, the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs will kick off the greatest football season in 2024, and I cannot wait for it. I hope you are excited. Butt Fumble Sports will be with you every single day of this season, giving out fantasy football advice, giving out sports betting research advice, and of course, ranting about what happens because something's going to happen tonight. Something we've never seen before and something we will never see again, and I could not be more excited to have you with us for the kickoff of the season. To everyone watching, congratulations, welcome, and I hope you're having the best Thursday you've ever had this year. Make sure you're hitting the follow button. Make sure you subscribe, no matter the platform you're watching on. TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram Live, Twitter, X, no matter where you come in contact with Butt Fumble Sports, make sure you're a member of the best community of sports fans in this entire world and across all of social media. It is an honor to have you with us on this beautiful, amazing Thursday. I look forward to breaking down your fantasy football questions. We have baseball picks to give out because there's still baseball going on. But of course, I will also give out picks. We will do research. We will dial in for Ravens, Chiefs, and amen. Thank you so much. Let's get at it, everybody. Make sure you follow. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're with us every time that we're live. D. Turner says Henry's getting a first half touchdown. He's calling it now. Jordan's asking Zay Flowers, Tank Dell, Palmer, pick two, please. I'll go Zay, and I'll go with Palmer, I think. I don't know how Tank Dell figures into that offense just yet. We've got a bunch of people giving out their player prop bet picks. We're going to do some research on that a little bit later on in the show. We're going to focus on fantasy football questions first. Then we're going to focus on some Thursday night football player prop bets. By the way, if you're a sports bettor or you're considering giving it a try, we have a brand new collection of brands backing Butt Fumble Sports this season. DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, Caesars, Underdog. You can find all the links, all the promos, all the things that allow you guys to bet on their dime as a part of the Butt Fumble Sports promotion by hitting the Linktree link in my bio on TikTok, or you can DM me on Instagram. But we got all these brands backing us, and you know there are promos for the kickoff of football season. So if you're not on one of these sports books, good time to get in. I'm a big advocate. Don't be loyal to one sports book. They're not going to be loyal to you. So when you find the best bet, when you find the best odds, go bet on the sports book that gives you the best ticket and the best ROI. Fortunately, we don't have one brand backing us. We've got a bunch, so you can find whichever one you need with the link tree we got. Arctic Tiger resubscribed. It's officially a great day. It's officially an amazing day in the sports world. Ravens, Chiefs. Ravens right now are the underdog. I'm sure by now you've heard Lamar Jackson as an underdog, Harbaugh to start a season, Andy Reid to start a season, Patrick Mahomes at home as a favorite. We'll dial into that particular game in just a little bit, but we want to focus on your fantasy football questions first. I'll leave the game up for now, though. Let's take a look. Danny, Allen, Odunze, Mostert at the flex. Is that Keenan Allen? I'm leaning maybe slightly towards Mostert out of that group because I prefer the running back. Zach, Zay Flowers over 6.5 yards in the first quarter. I have no idea, Zach. Not a bet I would make even if you gave me the money to bet on it. Nuve DK over on YouTube. Dak, Tua, CMC, Walker, Zeke, Devontae Higgins, Keon Coleman, Ridley McBride, Schultz, Jonnu. I don't like this team, Nuve DK. You're going in 10 different directions. I really don't love the team. I think McCaffrey regresses. I'm not crazy about your two quarterbacks. I'm not crazy about your wide receivers. This has a B as a ceiling, but this may be even a B minus. There are a few things that prop it up for me. I'm not crazy about really any part of your team other than your kicker, your tight end. I just don't love it overall. So Nuv DK, it's a B at best for me. John 316 Motivate. Should I start Rashee Rice, Jalen Waddle, or Swift in the flex spot? I'm leaning slightly, for me, I think, towards Rashee Rice. It's very close between him and Waddle, but I'm leaning towards Rice at the moment. Juices, I'd go Rice over Collins. Rice over Collins. Kike is Guap watching over on Twitch. Flex Deontay Johnson or Brian Thomas Jr. I'd lean towards Deontay Johnson. The wide receiver one is something I like. Ruben V73. Should I start Dak or Richardson? I'm going to lean towards Richardson. Dak's going up against that Browns defense. Official Tony, Keenan Allen, or Xavier Worthy? It's a really good question. I'm a bit conflicted on it. A part of me wants to say take Keenan Allen and take the safer play. I don't know what you're going to get from Worthy tonight. I don't love betting on rookies on the first week of a season. You don't quite know what you're getting unless it's like a Marvin Harrison Jr. I tend to lean towards Keenan Allen, just a safer play, a higher floor. Iman 18, Ramondre Stevenson, or DeAndre Swift for RB2. Again, another tricky one, but I'll go Swift. I don't trust the Patriots' offensive line. Danny, Rashee Rice, or Mike Evans. Tricky one here as well. I'm going to lean just slightly towards Mike Evans, just barely. Philly Sports, I do like Rashee Rice tonight, but I think I like Mike Evans a little bit more. It's a bit of a toss-up, though. Ryan, would you trade Mostert for Kenneth Walker? 100%, Ryan, over on YouTube. 100%. Appreciate the questions coming in. Hey, Zeus, should I start Dak or Tua? Tua Tagovailoa. Tua over Dak should be the play for you. Avery, Tweed, Debo, and James Cook for Jamar Chase. I don't really like that trade. I get the understanding, like it is an upgrade. If you really want to upgrade at wide receiver, if you have enough depth at running back, I'm okay with it. But I kind of like James Cook. I don't want to give him up too quickly. When we hit 5,000 likes on TikTok, we're going to give out a pick. So make sure you're tapping that screen. When we hit 5,000 likes on TikTok, we're going to give out a pick for this game. Make sure you're tapping that screen. We're going to get back to that throughout the course of our shows, giving out picks based on the likes. Patrick, how do you think Zay Flowers will do tonight? I think he'll have a decent game, but I am concerned about Derrick Henry taking away some of the production that would otherwise go to him in short yardage opportunities. I think Derrick Henry's going to get plenty of chances with the football. Jack Newell coming in saying happy football season. Jack, great to see you. Happy football season to you. Happy football season to everybody out there. I hope this is your best Thursday of the entire year. I am so pumped to talk football with you guys for the next 5 months. Carlos, Ayuk or Worthy? Oh, really tricky on this one. I guess I go Ayuk barely, but I hate the matchup he has against the Jets. Don't feel good really about either one. Arthur, who's going to get the first touchdown tonight? I really have no idea, but I always feel like it's a safe play to go Pacheco or Derrick Henry going with the running backs. Hugo Gomez, Zay Flowers, or Curtis Samuels? I'll go Zay Flowers. Curtis Samuel might have more value than I'm acknowledging, but I still wouldn't go with him. David Montgomery or Tank Dell? I'd go David Montgomery. Adam Fox asks 10-man PPR. Kyler, Bijan, Pacheco, Harrison Jr., Kupp, Kittle, and Rice. Really strong team, a little overloaded on the Chiefs, but I like that you have one receiver and one running back. Really solid backfield. I give this team an A- for now. Depending on the bench, it may slide to a B+, but a really good team. Patrick, we finally hear 2 questions. Okay. Start 3. AJB, Waddle, Rice, Higgins, Godwin. I would start Brown, Waddle, and Rice. Brown, Waddle, and Rice. And I would go Goff over Dak. Goff over Dak by a mile. I don't like Dak's matchup, and I love Goff's matchup. Kenny Flores, Ayuk or Pickens? I'll go Ayuk. Both have a tough cornerback matchup. I'll go with Ayuk because I like the quarterback more. D. Graham, I'm facing Andrews tonight. Expectations for him? I think he's going to have a more modest game than we would expect. I'm really just hoping he doesn't get a touchdown. That's what would hurt you. Arthur, Breece or Bijan? It's Breece Hall overall during the course of the year. This week, it's going to be a bit of a toss-up. Both face tough defenses. Colton, Pickens or Devontae Smith? I'm going to go Devontae Smith, believe it or not. Would you trade Christian Watson for JSN? No. I like Jordan Love being the passer of the football to Christian Watson a little bit more than Geno Smith. Start McLaurin, Pickens, or Neighbors? Julian, I would start McLaurin. Julian, I'd start McLaurin. Dylan, Zay, or Tank? Williams or Burrow? Pickens or Rice? Okay, Dylan Friedman, I would go with Zay Flowers. I would go with Caleb Williams, for the moment. I don't know if I actually... I'll go Zay Flowers. I'll go Caleb Williams just barely, and I'll go Rashee Rice. It's a bit of a toss-up there. I feel like the Patriots' defense is both better than people think, and yet it still may be awful for it may be a good play to go with Burrow, depending if that Patriots defense is so bad that they actually give the Bengals good offensive positioning. Tipper Stevens, McConkey or Watson at the flex. I'm going to lean just slightly towards McConkey, maybe barely. It's a real toss-up. I don't really have a good vibe on it yet because I don't know what McConkey's role is going to be. If you want to go Watson because of that, I get it. Nuve DK, McCaffrey and Higgins for CD, Kyron and Waddle. Nuve DK, make that trade immediately. Okay, Nuve DK's had enough questions answered. New outdoor fishing. Who should I start? Stafford or Caleb Williams? Matthew Stafford. Fotana. Start Ingram or Andrews? I'd start Evan Ingram, believe it or not. Who do you like overall over the course of the season, Arthur? I like Breece Hall maybe just a little bit more. Conrad Moore, Xavier Worthy, or Brian Thomas Jr. I'll go Xavier Worthy. And the reason for that, no Hollywood Brown, so I do think that kind of elevates Xavier Worthy a little bit in this offense in ways Brian Thomas with Gabe Davis and Christian Kirk ahead of him may still struggle. Renee Lopez, Higgins or Worthy? I'm going to lean on Higgins for this one. I'm going to trust the known asset, the known commodity. Sherry Colbert, whichever way you pronounce it. Great to have you back. Stafford or Purdy? I'd go Matthew Stafford by a mile. We're not going to pin any questions during the show, guys. No pin questions, please. User 8900, 12-man, I got pick 7. Who do you like second round? Man, we're still talking draft. You haven't given me a lot of information. I like taking a running back in the second round. Kyron Williams, Pacheco, Jahmyr Gibbs if he's still on the board, something like that. Iman, pick 3. Pittman Jr., Devontae Smith, Ayuk, and Chris Godwin. Iman, I would go Devontae Smith, Pittman, and I'll go Godwin, and I'll leave Ayuk as the odd man out. Stokes, should I start Waddle, London, or Pacheco at the flex? I would start Pacheco at the flex. Also, Allen, McLaurin, O-S-O, I'd go McLaurin. When we hit 5,000 likes, I'm going to give out a pick for this Ravens and Chiefs game. We actually do have some MLB picks that I do have available for you guys. When we hit 5,000 likes, I'll give out an NFL pick for tonight's Thursday night game. So far, we're having a pretty good day in the MLB. We got Astros and Reds under correct, Reds to cover correct, Twins on the money line. That was one of my favorite bets of the day. Twins, Reds under hit. I do have Athletics plus 1.5 and Mariners Athletics under 9.5. Don't know where that game is. I also have Diamondbacks plus 1.5. I'm blind to it now, so I could be right, I could be wrong. Really like the Phillies and Marlins under 9.5. Phillies, Marlins under 9.5 is one that I really like tonight. Another bet that I really like, I actually want to show you guys up on the big board while you're watching, if you're watching on YouTube. Tigers and Padres, the over. Tigers, Padres over. When the Padres are a home favorite following a home win in the last game of a series, under that scenario, the over is 10-0. Over. Padres and Tigers. Tigers are in San Diego. Padres got a walk-off win last night. One more time. This is the trend for you. When the Padres are following a home win as a home favorite in the last game of a series, the over is 10-0. It's a great trend, so make sure you guys check it out. Again, if you guys want to place a bet, if you've never done sports betting before, go hit the link in my bio on TikTok for my link tree. You can get a promo for FanDuel, DraftKings, Underdog, a bunch of opportunities there, BetMGM. So if you guys want to give it a try, I'm not saying this is a lock, but the trend is 10-0, so maybe you guys want to give it a try. Always be careful, be smart when you bet. If you have a problem, reach out, 1-800-GAMBLER. But what I will say is a 10-0 trend is something that gets my money. You can follow, you can fade, that's entirely up to you. But if you guys want to use some of the sportsbooks money to place this 10-0 trend, give it a try. Hit the link in my bio for my my link tree. So give it a try there. I'm going to give out my Thursday night football pick at 5,000 likes. We're going to do that a couple times tonight, giving out some picks based on the likes that we hit. What trend was 10-0? I missed it. D. Oliver. That's the Padres and the Tigers. Tigers-Padres over. I took it at over 7.5, and I folded it into some two-leg parlays. But check it out at 8.5 too. That's Tigers-Padres over 8.5. By the way, just so you know, again, just repeat one more time. The trend is when the Padres play the last game of a series as a home favorite following a home win, the over is 10-0. So that's the scenario they have tonight. The total is set at 8.5. I bought it at 8.5. I also bought it down to 7.5 into some parlays. So that's a trend we really like for this evening. Check it out. Junior, do I start Xavier Worthy or too risky? It's a little risky for me. If you don't have other options at wide receiver, I'm okay with it, but it's a little risky for me. When we hit 5,000 likes, I'll give out a pick. Play Chiefs defense tonight. I wouldn't. I'd play another defense. James, appreciate you being with us. Jake, what do you think about Devontae Smith this year? I think he's going to have a better year than last year, but I still think there are a lot of mouths to feed in the Philadelphia offense. So that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to have a massive season from a fantasy standpoint. Bo, start 3. Hill, Kupp, Diggs, Pickens. First of all, your quarterbacks. Bo, I'd go Goff. I love Jared Goff this week. I'm expecting a big game from Goff. As for your wide receivers, I'd go Tyreek Hill, I'd go Cooper Kupp, and I'd lean towards Diggs. I'd rather go Diggs on this one. User, we are going to do a call, but first, I got to give out a pick for tonight's football game. The NFL pick for tonight's game, our first NFL pick of the season. We're giving it out here on the show. Folks, I understand that there are so many options out there in terms of a bet. I'm taking the Chiefs on the money line. I understand there are a lot of trends backing both sides. I'm taking Chiefs on the money line, and here's my biggest reason for this. I think the loss of Patrick Queen on the defensive side of the ball is a massive loss for the Baltimore Ravens. He was their quarterback on their defense. He defined their run game. He defined their identity. And I know Kyle Hamilton's a stud, but I think there's a big loss on this defense with the loss of Patrick Queen going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. On the other side, everyone's talking about how, you remember last year when the Kansas City Chiefs lost at home to the Detroit Lions? You know, 2 players who weren't playing in that game, do you remember? Travis Kelce wasn't playing because of a leg injury, and Chris Jones was holding out. You may not remember, but the Chiefs last year opened the season with some question marks, and a lot of the trends people are looking at that are actually kind of negative on the Chiefs for whatever reason, they include that game. That game should be thrown out. Andy Reid on a bye week or having a long period to prepare, he is money, historically, especially in Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes as a heavy favorite, especially in a tight game. I'll take the Chiefs. I'll take them on the money line. I do like the under. There are a couple questions on here as well. I do like the under, but I'm going to warn you guys, be careful. I bought it up. I took under 52.5. I did a parlay. Chiefs money line. And then the under 52.5. I'm only worried about this game when it comes to points in that could it get sloppy? Could we see some literally one-play drives? I don't think so. I think the under will most likely hit, but the Chiefs money line is the one I'm going with. Now, if you want to know some of the parlays, I am taking Chiefs money line like I mentioned a moment ago. This is going to be a same game parlay, so I'll put it up here, same game parlay. And that's going to be Chiefs money line, like I said, plus under 52.5. Chiefs money line and the under 52.5. That's a same game parlay. Another same game parlay that I am playing is the Ravens plus 6.5 and the under 52.5. So those are a couple of same game parlays as well. You can just see I'm kind of covering my bases to I think that I don't think they're going to get to 53 points. So I feel like that's the ultimate place of safety. And then I'm just playing in some 2-leg parlays. So here are the 3 bets that I'm putting out for today's show. Chiefs on the money line, a same game parlay of Chiefs money line and under 52.5, and same game parlay Ravens plus 6.5. I do think it'll be played within 3 or 4 points, and the under 52.5. Now, obviously, If the Chiefs lose, 2 of my tickets go away, but that Ravens plus 6.5 I think will still be alive. Feel good about that. So those are the picks that I've just put up on the board. We are going to take some calls now as well, so don't worry if you're writing your questions in, we'll still get to them, but we're going to take some calls as well. Do you think Higgins is going to play? Higgins is going to play, Jay. Nico, start Rice or Scary Terry? Start Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin, I believe, is the better play. Chris Film, start Mostert or Kirk? I'd start Christian Kirk just barely. Eric Anderson, rate my 10-man. Dak, Tua, Jacobs, Gibbs, Edwards, Evans, St. Brown, Flowers, Higgins, Lockett, Andrew, Schultz, Aubrey, and Chiefs defense. Don't love the Chiefs defense tonight. Might want to consider something else, maybe a little bit. Even though I like the under, I don't know how well they'll play. Actually, I say that, and the Ravens are breaking in a couple offensive linemen, so they could be a little bit better than I think. You have an interesting quarterback duo. Make sure you go with Tua this week. Eric, like your running back room. I actually think it's pretty solid, and love that you have St. Brown as your number 1 wide receiver. I'll give it a high B, low B plus, and kind of that range right there. Let's take a call, our first caller of the day. And let's get to Garrett Irvin. Oh, sorry, we only had one caller and I canceled him accidentally. If you want to join the show as a caller, feel free. Sorry I hung up on you. I didn't mean to do that. Accidental push of the button. But if you want to join as a caller, feel free. Here we go. SCF wants to join. Is it not working? Try one more time. Texas Tejano, who should I play it at flex? Kirk, Ford, Deontay Johnson. I'll lean towards Kirk maybe just barely. Just barely. Okay, now we're working. SCF, what's good?
How you doing, man? I mean, we made it. Another off-season done, and the NFL's back tonight.
It is a glorious thing. I'm sure you're going to be staying up late for it.
Oh, yeah, man. College in the morning, but we got to be done.
It has to. How can we help you?
So, I'm starting on, I'm thinking, obviously, 2 QB league, 2 flex, very deep league, and I'm thinking, Deontay Johnson against the Saints. Will he get locked up, and is it worth me putting in Chase Brown, taking that risk against a horrible, horrible Patriots defense?
So, I think the Patriots defense is a little bit better than you think, but where I think you are right is they're vulnerable in the running game. I actually think they're a better secondary than people acknowledge. I think they are going to have troubles in the run game with no Christian Barmore and obviously no Judon. I kind of like the risk on Chase Brown a little bit. It is a bit of a coin flip for me. If you want to play it safe, go Deontay Johnson. If you want to put your footballs on the table and show the kind of gusto and moxie you have, this is a week to take a risk, and I'd be okay taking Chase Brown as a risk.
It's a tough one, because obviously Saints probably one of the top 6 secondaries in my opinion in the league, and who else really is there to guard than the Panthers?
To your point, it's a question of who do I want to bet on? Do I want to bet on the Panthers or do I want to bet against the Patriots defense? I think I'd rather bet against the Patriots defense.
That's what I'm feeling in a minute. It's a coin flip, but like you said, it's week 1. You can afford to take these risks.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, I just can't wait for tonight, honestly, man. We made it.
We made it. Make sure that you're stocking up on your favorite drinks, on your favorite food. Make sure you're going nowhere and just sit back and enjoy the glory that is NFL kickoff. Congratulations, my friend.
I will have cocktail sticks in between my eyeballs to watch this game if I have to. I'm not missing this game, man.
Let's go. I'll catch you later, all right?
Have a good night, man.
I love the excitement for tonight's football action. Let's go to Dylan be chillin'. He better not be chilling tonight. I'm expecting Dylan to be hyped tonight. Dylan, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it, Dylan. How can we help you?
So, I was able to get into a last-minute league at work. It was a 12-man league, half-point PPR. Ended up somehow getting lucky with the first pick. And, of course, we went McCaffrey.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised.
The rest of my team, I got Richardson, Jacobs, Olave, Devontae Smith, Schultz, what's the other running back for the Lions? Montgomery, the Vikings defense, Fairbairn, and then my bench, I got Austin Eckler, Christian Kirk, Cooper Kupp, McLaughlin, Adunze, Otten, and Stafford.
The Vikings defense, I'm assuming that's just for this week.
Yeah, I'm just streaming them.
Okay. I think it's a B plus team. There's some things in there that I think are, it sounds like you really made this team for week 1. It sounds like this is a team that's very heavily constructed to like get off to a good start. So what I would say is if it gets off to a good start, I think this team's got a lot of potential. If it doesn't, I don't think it's going to be able to pull it around. So I like the team for now, but I'm wishing you really well getting out of the gate.
Yeah, I was honestly surprised I was able to do this good in a 12-man league. There was a couple people that were in this league that didn't really know what they were doing. You could tell because there was one guy that had picked Jalen Hurts with his first pick, and then round 5 he picked the Cowboys defense.
Okay, yeah, that guy doesn't belong in a fantasy league. That guy.
I think this was his first time.
Someone needs to make sure that when he eats soup, he doesn't drown. Okay, because that's just a terrible thing. That's a terrible pick. So.
Yeah, I don't even think he picked a wide receiver until the 4th round, and by that time a lot of them were gone.
This is where we need a tip line. Like, do you know someone who sucks at fantasy football? Is there someone in your life who needs this kind of help? And they should be able to call Butt Fumble Sports, and we should be able to bring them back from the brink of whatever the punishment is. Because a lot of these leagues, you get an owner who gets into a league and doesn't realize how bad they are, and there's a punishment attached to if you're last in a league. So I'm assuming this league isn't a punishment league, but hopefully, I hope for his sake it's not.
I don't think it is with it being a work league, but it was a big buy-in. We all did $75 buy-in, so that does kind of hurt though.
I love it. Dylan, take advantage of it. I'm going to get to some other callers, but I like the team, and I'm looking forward to talking to you all season long, bud.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, let's get to some other callers. Let's get to Jeffrey really quick. Let's see what Jeffrey wants to talk about. Jeffrey, what's good?
Hey, it's that time of year again. We're back in fantasy football, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. If you're not pumped, if you're not hyped, have someone check your pulse. You might be dead. Jeffrey, welcome back to the fantasy football season.
Oh, man, I'm so excited. Fantasy this year, I'm trying to get off to a good start. I'm in a 12-man league right now, and I took a chance on some rookies at my flex position. I got Coleman for the Bills, hoping to have him break through with facing the Cardinals, and then I believe there's a big receiver out for the Chiefs tonight, is there not?
Hollywood Brown?
Hollywood Brown, yeah. And so I have Xavier, so I'm just hoping that maybe he pulls through, but I don't know because I have some good. I don't know if I should replace him with Jerry Jeudy. I don't know how Bo Nix is looking down there in Denver.
He's not with Denver anymore. He's with Cleveland.
Oh, Cleveland. Well, even Cleveland, I don't like that as well with Deshaun Watson. I don't know. I don't have much faith in Cleveland, to be honest. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you think I made maybe a little bit of a rash decision thinking that these were going to be the two of the premier wide receivers coming through for rookies?
I think that you have a lack of knowledge about your own team, which is concerning because you don't like to necessarily back what you don't know. But that said, I like Keon Coleman. I like him as the season progresses. I don't know if he's going to break out of the gate really big. I think Arizona's a good matchup, so I'm hopeful. But at the same time, I'm a little bit concerned because Keon Coleman, he's not like a Xavier Worthy, where he's a speedster. He's not like a Marvin Harrison Jr., where he's like all around technically perfect. Keon Coleman is kind of like, he kind of reminds me of like a Kelvin Benjamin. If you throw a jump ball, dude is a dog, and he will fight you for that ball, and he'll come away with it 9 times out of 10. But he doesn't get a ton of separation, especially in the NFL where DBs are faster. So I think it may take him a little bit of time to kind of adjust. I also think that Josh Allen and the Bills' offense may be catered a little bit more towards the running game. So he may get kind of introduced kind of slowly into the offense as opposed to like, we're just going to throw like 10 passes over there every game. I think Xavier Worthy is a better play this week. I'm not high on either rookie for this week. I'm not like gaga for them. I think both are really good plays as the season goes along. If you're trying to get off to a fast start, Probably not the two guys that I would have necessarily gone with, but if you're actually looking on rookies who could be good long-term bets, I think you pick two of the better ones.
Yeah, my other thought was I wanted to see I wanted them in the flex because I think Xavier could break through with Hollywood Brown being out.
Sure.
I wanted to see if Coleman, because that's kind of my thought process too. I have Xavier for yardage, but I think down in the red zone, Coleman would be that guy.
I both agree with you, but I think the red zone for the Bills is going to be so much about James Cook and Dalton Kincaid that, like, I both agree with you, but it's not something I necessarily bet on.
Yeah, no, for sure. I just wanted to see. There's always that 1 year, and I'm just trying to catch that Justin Jefferson in a bottle.
Oh, no. One of my go-to strategies is drafting rookie wide receivers. I'm a very big believer, and I've talked about this for the last few weeks. I call them lottery ticket wide receivers. They could be junk in a week, but they could turn into that wide receiver one that by week 5, 6, 7, 8, everyone's going, damn, that guy's a beast. Jamar Chase did it. Justin Jefferson did it. Puka Nacua did it. It's not that crazy a trend. And by the way, there's usually somebody every year, like a Jordan Addison last year, who he may not live up to season long, but in certain weeks, he is a really good wide receiver play. So I don't disagree with the strategy. I just think that, again, it's not about season-long consistency. It might at times be week-to-week production, and this might not be the week.
Yeah, no, I got Chris Olave too, so I'm not too worried.
Wonderful. Love it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Jeffrey, you have a great day. Enjoy tonight's game.
Thank you. You too.
Let's get to a few more callers, but before we do, I'm just going to answer a few quick written questions. Don't worry, callers. I'll get to you in one quick second. Dennis B, start Mostert over Zamir White. Sure. Barely. Not crazy. What was tonight's pick? Did you reach 1,000 likes? We reached 5,000 likes. We reached 10,000 likes. The picks for tonight's game were Chiefs on the money line. I'm taking the Chiefs to win. Chiefs are fully healthy. I'm not worried about Snead not being there. Ravens breaking in some offensive linemen on the road. They have some new coordinators. They have some new coaches. And I also think that the loss of Patrick Queen's devastating. I'll take Chiefs on the money line. I do have a same game parlay. Chiefs money line plus under 52.5. Chiefs money line plus under 52.5 for a same game parlay. Another same game parlay, being on the other side of it, is Ravens plus 6.5, and then the under 52.5. If you want to play any of these bets and you haven't booked into a sports book yet, hit the link in my bio for my link tree. Go use one of the promo codes there. Go use their money to go bet tonight's game. Don't know Juan, I'd go... Don't know Juan, it's close. I'm going to go Goff just barely, but Kyler, it's close. Both are going to have really big weeks. He's in N'Keal Harry. That's very funny. He actually has some N'Keal Harry-like qualities, which is kind of funny. Let's get to another caller really quick. Real Tyler Kent is coming on. I bet he's pumped. Real Tyler Kent brings the energy. Real Tyler Kent, how you doing today?
Always bringing the energy. Fantastic. Interesting question for you is, what's your thoughts on the Zach Moss, Chase Brown situation? Should a Zach Moss owner be concerned, or should you be like, yeah, maybe try to trend towards Chase Brown now? I'm hearing he's kicking, pardon my language, kicking his ass in camp.
So Chase Brown is, I've been talking about him for a while. He's the next guy. He's the guy who's going to come up. He's going to take that job. I think Zach Moss is getting the job right now is like RB1, more because he's the veteran, and I think he brings a certain level of stability in how they're going to use him in like a first down situation. I don't think it's going to take long for Chase Brown to win that job. He's got speed. He's the more talented running back. And I think that actually with how the Bengals offense is going to morph this year, they're going to get away from the Joe Mixon style of running, which is more like Zach Moss, and they're going to start to use that speed of Brown more. So maybe early in the year, again, it maybe leans towards Moss getting a few more carries, again, as kind of a holdover of that Joe Mixon style offense. But pretty soon, I think it's going to evolve where Chase Brown brings a whole new dynamic in the same way that we saw Achan, Keaton Mitchell last year bring that blazing speed to the Ravens, to the Dolphins, and it opened up their passing game. It meant that there are so many holes available when speed can run that all of a sudden you got to, bring more guys into the box, opens up the passing game. So I think Chase Brown, the thing about Chase Brown that I really like, if you do own him, he's always one run away from a big fantasy day because he has the kind of speed where he can get a 40-yard touchdown and boom, you just had your week from him right there. So I'm very high on him. Again, it might take a week or two for us to understand like what his expected value is, but I think by the end of September, he'll be the RB1 on that squad.
Gotcha. Seems almost like a Mostert H-in type situation.
Very similar. The only difference I would say is Mostert is faster than Moss. Like I don't actually want to. I feel like that's not giving enough credit to Mostert, who's kind of a blazer. That said, you're exactly right in that transition's going to happen eventually. As long as Chase Brown stays healthy, it will. The changing of the guard will occur.
And then last super serious question, of course.
Super serious face going on now. Super serious face.
I love it. Domino's or Papa John's for tonight's game?
Okay. It's Domino's.
I need the breakdown.
Oh, here, you're going to get the breakdown. So, it's Domino's, and here's the reason why. Domino's is disgusting, but it's amazing disgusting. It's the kind of disgusting that you, like, don't tell your friends about. It's the kind of disgusting that, like, when your wife goes out of town, you get, but you don't. You, like, throw out the garbage so she can't find the boxes the next day. Like, Papa John's is just, it's just like whatever pizza. It's whatever. It's dough. It's cheese. It's not disgusting pizza. Disgusting is like, oh, you remember that time you tried crack in that, like, 7-Eleven parking lot? Like, no, we don't talk about that, because that's when I hit rock bottom. Domino's is that. And the same way that high is amazing for that split period of time in that 7-Eleven parking lot, that's Domino's. So if you're looking for the move, it's Domino's.
I'd be lying too if I haven't hidden Domino's pizza from my wife.
Oh, we've all been there. We have all been there where it is, like, what am I more worried about my family finding? A dead body or a Domino's empty pizza box? The answer is the Domino's pizza box, because there's no explanation for that. I can say the guy lunged at me. I could say it was a home invasion. Domino's doesn't do home invasions. There's no excuse, so you just got to get rid of that box as soon as you can.
Hey, man, all the best. Thanks for answering my serious question. Have a good one tonight.
You have a great night. Enjoy the game tonight, and enjoy that Domino's. Appreciate you coming on. Hope you guys are enjoying the content, the conversation. Let's get another caller on the line. Hopefully more serious questions to come. Zay King, what's good?
What's going on, champ?
How you living?
Happy football.
Let's go, Zay King. Happy holiday to you. I hope this is the best Thursday you've had all year long.
Man, you better know it. Hey, listen, I got a quick question, right? So we started a weekly fantasy football league, right? So we draft every week.
Yep. Most places call that best ball. Yep.
Okay, best ball. So listen, I'm the commissioner. I need to know what can I find my best stats at?
Where can you find your best stats? It's a great question. Are you asking how I do my research around fantasy, or are you asking where you could find the best stats?
Well, I know you usually deal with Outlier or Odds Jam.
So I use Outlier. That's a lot of sports betting research. For fantasy sports, I kind of take a slightly different approach. I use betting lines as kind of a check, and I like to use that as kind of like what do the experts say? What's the market saying? But the way I really do my research, to be honest, is I like to look at rankings every week. I think rankings actually do tell you a lot, because I think there are a lot of times we build up a narrative like, oh, that team's got some great defensive talent. Do you know their bottom 5 is a running defense? So check the rankings every week. Check how teams do against the pass, how they do against the run. There are certain websites, NFL.com is getting better and better. You can get into some analytics. I'm not crazy about analytics because I actually think, again, you can create a stat for almost anything at this point. So I don't go too heavy on that, but I'm bigger on rankings. And I do like to look at history. That usually comes out in my sports betting research. There are certain players who just play well against certain teams. They just own them. Derrick Henry against the Colts, dude owns those guys. Against the Texans, he owns those guys. Like when those teams play, he gets a touchdown. Everyone talks about Boston Scott. He's famously known, thanks you heard, Boston Scott, when he was on the Eagles, played against the Giants, he had like a 6-game stretch where every game he got a touchdown. So I love to look at the trends. I love to look at those kinds of historical trends there. But really, week to week, I think we're kind of learning by the week. And I think sometimes when you look in the past data, you're not really taking into account the teams you're about to face. So I love to kind of look ahead. How have teams done? If your running back's going up against a certain defense, how has that defense done against running backs in the last few weeks? You know, those kinds of indications. So unfortunately, it's I would say 60% data and 40% analysis. How am I using that data to build an argument that allows me to make a decision?
Okay. Now, what about when I'm going to check the stats? Like see how many sacks or how many receptions? Where do I go to find that?
So you can Google it. There are a couple places you can go that are actually pretty good. So killersports.com, I use that a lot for sports betting. You can actually use it to look up certain stats and certain things like that. What it does is it's taking the data from profootballreference.com. So you just have to know how to build the algorithm. It's a little tricky. If you've ever used killersports.com, it's like having a giant Excel spreadsheet. You have to know how to write in the formula to get the stats you want, but you can do that. Outlier is good for looking up kind of how have they done again in the last 5 weeks. Do they have a sack every week? Certain things like that. A lot of that stuff's getting behind a paywall. Unfortunately, stats are getting harder and harder to access for free, especially if you want to just comb through it very quickly.
Okay. Well, man, I'm going to let you go, man. Thanks for pulling me up.
Zay King, you're the best. I appreciate you calling. You're welcome anytime.
One more thing. Give me your best bet for the night.
So, I gave out this pick before. I'll repeat it right now. I'm going to take the Chiefs on the money line. I'm taking Chiefs money line. I have two same-game parlays. One is Chiefs money line and the under 52.5. Chiefs money line and under 52.5. That's one same-game parlay. The other same-game parlay is Ravens plus 6.5 and under 52.5. I think this is going to be about a 4-point game. Might be 3 points. It's one of the reasons I didn't take the line as it is right now. If you're going to play the spread tonight, don't take it at 3. It's going to probably be a push, so take it at either 2.5 or take it at the 3.5. But I like the Chiefs on the money line, and I like the under 52.5. I don't think the game probably gets to 50, but I wanted to even give myself like a field goal's worth of cushion there, so I took the 52.5.
Isaiah likely get 20 receiving yards.
Does Isaiah likely get how many?
20 receiving yards. That's plus money. I think it's plus 320.
I don't know. I'll say yes, but I have nothing to back that. That's just me pulling it out of my butt fumble. I have no data behind that.
All right, bro. I appreciate it. Thanks, man. You have a good one.
You have a good one, Zay King. Enjoy the game tonight. Let's get to some questions that are written. Don't worry, callers. I'll get to you guys in just 1 second, but let's get to some written questions over on Instagram. Are you doing a fantasy league? Not today. Jorge Karras, Diggs or Aaron Jones? Ooh, good question. I might lean slightly towards Aaron Jones, believe it or not, this week. Wavy407, hey, I got Zay Flowers starting tonight. You think I should? Yeah, I think he's worth the start. Keon Coleman or Brian Robinson Jr., I'll lean maybe slightly towards Keon Coleman, but I don't feel great about it. I don't know how Austin Eckler is going to be utilized in that offense. Jay, I have Ravens defense. Should I pick up the Vikings defense instead because they are playing the Giants? Yeah, I actually think it's a good play. How do you feel about Travis Kelce tonight? Everybody, big alert. Taylor Swift will be at Arrowhead tonight. Taylor Swift will be attending tonight's game. So you know your boy bet Travis Kelce. I bet him on an anytime touchdown. I bet him over 5.5 receptions. I bet him over his receiving yards. I don't even remember what the receiving yards is. But if Taylor Swift is in the stadium and NBC is organizing this game, I don't believe in scripts. But Travis Kelce, when Taylor Swift is there, usually performs well. So yes, not only do I have Chiefs money line, I'm also taking Travis Kelce and his props for this evening. Zach Tramp, I have no idea about Flowers 6.5 yards. I don't do first quarter yards. Like, for the record, for anyone who ever asks me a bet again about if I bet a player props in an individual quarter, never. So if you're going to ask the question, I'm sorry, I'm never going to give you an answer because I don't know. I don't bet quarters. I think that is burning money. I like looking at sample sizes that give me even a slight indication. Quarters, Unless you've got a good trend for it, Zach Tramp, I have nothing to give you. Sorry, bud. Cameron, under. Thoughts on starting Neighbors? I think it's okay this week against the Vikings. Coleman or Shakir? Brian, I'd go Shakir. Matt Fergie, Rice, Ridley, or Neighbors? I'd go Rice. Matt Fergie, I'd go Rice. Ben Wilson, Scary Terry, Jones, or Montgomery? Ben Wilson, I'd go Scary Terry. Anthony, Palmer, or Jordan Addison? Sounds like Jordan Addison's going to play. I'd take Jordan Addison if he's a healthy go. JP, London or Rice? I'd go Rice. I'd go Rice over London. Jordan, bench one. Funny enough, in your situation, I would bench Rice. I'd start Marvin Harrison Jr., I'd start DJ Moore, I'd bench Rice. What do you think of Zamir White this year? I think he's going to be a good flex play. Maybe a few weeks where he's a good RB2, but more of a flex play. Let's get to another caller. Chef Roy's Juice is our next caller on the line. What's good, Chef?
Yo, what's good, Bot Fumble? We made it, brother.
We made it to the greatest day in the history of 2024. Congratulations.
We made it, brother. I'm happy to be here. It's a beautiful day. Football's back on the menu.
It could be hailing. There could be tornadoes. There could be a hurricane outside. It would be a beautiful day. There is nothing. Armageddon could come and I'd go, what a beautiful sky. What a beautiful day.
Man, I love it. I love your energy. I'm happy you're so excited. I can't wait. Football's back. Quick flex question for you. I'm curious who you like in this spot between Scary Terry and Chris Godwin.
Scary Terry. I think this is the game that gets Commanders fans excited. I also think that, this is the coming out party for Scary Terry. Terry McLaurin is a great wide receiver, but because he's been in Washington Commanders purgatory, we treat him like really good. No, he is great. If you actually watch his tape, dude's a stud. He finally, it's not just about he has someone who could throw the ball. Because I think Sam Howell was better than people thought in terms of throwing the football down the field. Now defenses have to respect Jaden Daniels. Austin Eckler, defenses have to respect the line of scrimmage, if nothing else from a passing standpoint, because Austin Eckler is so good in the passing game. I think Scary Terry gets more single coverage. I'll take Terry McLaurin in single coverage with someone who can actually throw the football every day of the week. I'm really high on him. And on the other side, Chris Godwin's, he's a wide receiver too. And so if there's ever a question between a wide receiver 1 and a wide receiver 2, and the matchup's about the same, and the cornerbacks are about the same, and everything, I'll take the guy on the depth chart who's going to demand more targets. That's going to be Terry McLaurin.
I love that call, and I agree that I think that he's talented enough that he's poised for a breakout season. I believe that he's surpassed 1,000 yards in 5 straight seasons. And
Dude's a beast. Dude's a beast. No. To this point, he is Mike Evans of Washington. Just like Mike Evans was super consistent in the Jameis years, and we just kind of overlooked him until Brady came along, and then he really got his hype as elite. Same thing for Scary Terry McLaurin. I'm super high on him. I personally think he is a lock-it-in wide receiver 2 all year long.
I love that call. That's great. What about a non-fantasy question, but football question?
Fire away.
Survivor League.
Let's do it.
Week 1 Survivor League. 40% of the public is on the
Saints.
Bengals over the Patriots.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And I'm kind of leaning towards treating the public and going with Seattle over Denver.
I've got 2 words of warning for everybody out there because I've been doing my research. The Bengals in this spot are dangerously bad. They're dangerously bad. Not necessarily to win, but to cover. This kind of size on a spread at home, there's just a lot of things that's I don't know if... Here's the issue. Now that I'm nervous about them covering the spread, now everything's up for grabs. I think the Bengals win because the Patriots' offensive line is that bad, but I think you'll probably be sweating it. The survivor pool, I was afraid you were going to mention. This is the other thing I want to bring up. Does everyone know how bad Derek Carr is as a favorite? Does everybody know how bad Dennis Allen, head coach, is as a favorite? These guys suck when they're a favorite. They are awful as favorites. They are god-awful. And they're playing the Carolina Panthers, and everybody's going to be saying, oh, take the Saints. Take the Saints. I already did it earlier this week. Trap game. Trap game. That's all I'll say. I love your call about Seattle. I think a rookie going into Seattle I think too many people are making it out to be about the 12th man. I just think a rookie on the road in the first week anywhere would be tough. Anywhere would be tough. And you combine that with the Broncos aren't that good. So it's not like he was drafted 30th and went to a good team and he's starting. No, he went to a bad football team. They're playing on the road against a team that's healthy and has now a defensive scheme that's going to utilize their weapons. I think Seattle is a better pick. I really like that one. If I had another play for who I like as a favorite,
I think the
Houston.
other play that I liked was
Houston. Houston's going to win this game. Indianapolis has a terrible track record in week ones. Like, awful in week ones. I think it goes back something like 8, 9, 10 years. They've lost. They're not good that spot. I really like Houston. They're healthy. The defense is really good. You're going to see the pass rushers. Danielle Hunter on the other side of Will Anderson. I think that's a game that I actually feel probably better about now than I did a week ago because after looking at the data, I think the Texans are a pretty strong play. Anything else that really stands out to me? I think the Bengals are going to win. That's about it. I don't want to risk the Bears in Tennessee because there's that long history of number 1 overall pick quarterback not winning in their first start. So just a bit of a trap game.
I actually think that there's crazy value on Tennessee in that game. I looked earlier and the Bears
Crazy value. Crazy value. I took Tennessee like a month ago at plus 6.5. Because one sportsbook was offering it there because there was a lot of hype building around the Bears, Hard Knocks, everything else. It's 4.5 now. I think it's 4 plus 4, and it's like that's tightening. And I don't think it's because the money's coming on the Titans. I think it's because the sportsbooks are going, oh, we can reel in some fish. We can reel in some people who are going to guarantee the Bears are going to cover. And in fact, no. Titans actually are closer. Another trap game for me that I bring up is obviously Jets and 49ers. I could see the Jets winning that game. I actually think the Jets are a very dangerous team this week because I think the 49ers discombobulated, and there's a history of after you lose a Super Bowl, first week of the season, there is a bit of a hangover. I think the Jets is a cover. Again, this isn't for your Survivor Pool League, so don't take it as that. Now we're just talking games we're looking at. That's a game in which Jets cover could be a really good play.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that the Jets defense is what really keeps them in that game. They're really talented.
I think they're a really talented team overall. Go for it.
Yeah, last question or thing to chop it up here about is I'm a big Steelers fan. I'm curious about what you think about them week 1 versus Atlanta getting 3 points and just overall outlook on the season.
So the Falcons-Steelers game is the kind of game where I want to bet the Steelers so freaking bad to cover. They are such a good defense.
Right.
I think the biggest move of the offseason that people aren't talking about is Patrick Queen going from the Ravens to the Steelers. It changed the division. It may have changed the AFC outside of Patrick Mahomes and the Jets. I think it is so defining. He is arguably the best linebacker, middle linebacker in the AFC. He is a run stopper. He can play the pass well enough. He's a captain. He's an identity definer. And by the way, you didn't give up anything. You didn't make a trade. You just add him to a loaded defense that has Watt up front and has Minka in the back and has Joey Porter in year 2, and I'm super high on him. I think the Steelers' defense is so good. I think Russell Wilson will give someone Crohn's disease. I think he is just a mess of a quarterback. I like the Steelers to cover. I like the Steelers, but I would buy an extra 1.5. I would take Steelers at plus 4.5 just to be safe because you'll get it from minus 110 to minus 135. Like, you're not going to move dramatically doing that. So I would take the Steelers to cover. Falcons have a lot of new pieces. New coaching staff, new quarterback, new pieces on defense. I wouldn't be surprised if they win, but it's a sloppy game, or they just lose outright because they need some time for continuity. Russell Wilson won't bring continuity at any time. It's going to be defensive, run the ball football for the Steelers, but I think it's a close game.
Sure. What about outlook on the season overall, just as a whole?
I think the thing that's going against the Steelers is they're in arguably the toughest division in the NFL. And so those 6 games, there's no easy one. You know, the Chiefs, They get the Broncos and the Raiders 4 times a year, and you could argue maybe the Chargers aren't as good. The Jets and the Bills, they're going to beat up on the Patriots 2 times a year. Like, there are teams that you're going to go against that are just getting 2 wins because they're facing a weakened division opponent. You don't have that.
Yeah.
So, which means games like against the Falcons become that much more important. You can't have any giveaway games.
100%.
I think right now you're in that classic Mike Tomlin stage of, I think you have a winning record. I don't think you make the playoffs. I hate to say it, but I think that is Mike Tomlin's kind of like, that is his MO. I love him as a person. I think he's an awesome football coach. He's not as good a coach as we want him to be. He's just not. Because if he were, they would have gone farther at this point in the years that, like,
Yeah.
in the
Remember the Killer Bees era? Yeah, I mean,
right.
that was a pretty stacked.
And you can only throw so much on Canada and on Pickett, and it's like, dude, you're a great coach. Why can't you get farther than you have? And we turn the winning record, like, you know, consistent trend, whatever. We've turned that streak into his 6 Belichick Super Bowls, and it's like, it's not that. You know, he still's only won 1. Like, he's still so.
And he inherited that team from Bill Cowher.
Oh, totally. No. And that's why I don't even give him credit for that team. I give him credit for the streak because it shows he's a winning coach. It just doesn't show me he's a great coach. He's a winning coach. He's not a great coach.
Yeah, and speaking to his character and him as a person, I had a chance to meet him and introduce myself to him at a bar over in Pittsburgh one time, and he was nothing but class, huge smile, and
Totally.
you know, like some people think that you meet these guys outside of there and they're going to be bad, but he was a class act.
I actually would compare him to the Boston Celtics head coach in that because they come across as either angry black man or Christian who throws up this veil of I really don't want to interact. I actually think they're very nice guys. I think a lot of what we see is through the lens of the media, where if you're being attacked by 20 media members in a Q&A session, you're going to be a little bit defensive or you're going to be feisty. I think in public at the local Applebee's, I think these guys are great. I think most of them are very human, and I think almost across the board for head coaches, I think they understand that it's the coaches that drive salary in ways that players sometimes forget. Players can sometimes think they're bigger than the game. Coaches, for the most part, they usually know it's the fan that's the reason they have a job or the reason they're getting paid millions or the reason that life's amazing or the reason the NFL is great. Yeah. They're usually good with fans.
I agree. Yeah, so I'm taking Chiefs tonight, too. I'm going to take the money line and take the spread down to 2.5. And I'm going to follow you on the Kelsey props because of Swift.
If Taylor Swift's in the building, like, it's one of those where I don't even think about it anymore. It's like, and I don't mean this in a real way, I mean this in a half-joking way. If there was breaking news, if there was an assassination, if a major political event occurred, Nick Castellanos over half a home run would be getting my money so fast, it would make your head spin. That is the equivalent of Taylor Swift being in Arrowhead. I don't even think about it. I just give the sportsbook my money and wait for them to pay me back because I'm going to win. So,
I love that call, man. I'll be riding with you tonight. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the rest of your live stream, and we'll talk soon, man.
I can't wait. Enjoy the game tonight, Jeff. Let's get another caller up on the line. Appreciate those that were waiting through. It was fun talking to him, but I appreciate those who were holding on for a bit. Austin, what's good?
Oh, dude, what's happening?
How you living?
Dude, I'm living. So, first of all, it's go time.
Let's go! I was about to say, if he's coming on camera, he's bringing the energy. He's not coming on camera to be lax, so let's go.
That's right. So, quick question. I have 2 that I'm playing in a flex league, and I need to sit 1.
Okay.
Nico Collins, Christian Kirk, JSN.
I'm gonna sit JSN. You said you need 2?
Yes.
I'm gonna sit JSN. There's just too many question marks there. Like, I think over time he'll emerge as a clear-cut wide receiver 2, but it's week 1. Is Lockett still the guy? I'm putting a little bit too much faith in JSN, like, emerging in week 1. The other 2, give it to me again. Nico Collins solidified as a wide receiver 2 as his floor. He may even be a wide receiver 1. I think eventually he will be because I think Diggs and him, I think it's like an age thing. But like a DJ Moore and a Keenan Allen. And the other one you said is Christian Kirk?
Christian Kirk, JSN.
And again, a wide receiver 1. So in week 1, my rule of thumb is take the high floor players because we don't know anything. We don't know how opposing defenses are. We don't know depth charts. There's so much mystery that I want to eliminate the variables of mystery. Let's go with high floor guys we know. They're going to throw him the ball because they pay him all that money. You know, they gave him that contract. They said this guy's our guy. They're not going to go into week 1 unless a defensive scheme. You can't account for that. So Kirk, yeah, right. I sit JSN.
Beautiful. Okay, so Cole Kmet or David Njoku?
David Njoku. And this one's easy for me for a couple reasons. One, David Njoku is a boss. I don't think people recognize this dude's awesome. This dude gets burned in the face and shows up for football. He'll be ready. He'll be ready for week 1. But beyond that, Cowboys secondary, not what it was last year. So I think there's a little vulnerability. I like Jerry Jeudy in the offense because he's going to open up the top. It's going to take less safety help away from. It's going to take safety help away from Njoku. He's going to be able to be in that seam more. He's going to and he already gets targeted a lot. Deshaun Watson's got good chemistry with him, so I'm high on that. And on the other side, Cole Kmet, a lot of mouths to feed in Chicago. And Cole Kmet's the guy I feel like is going to lose out. Of all the players in that offense who eat last, I feel like it's Cole Kmet. Because even DeAndre Swift, they're going to have to run the ball enough to keep defenses honest. But you got to throw the ball to Keenan Allen. DJ Moore is one of the best receivers in the league. Roma Dunze's a stud. You want to get him the ball. I think Cole Kmet's the guy that's he literally is the fourth read. You know, it's just hard for him to get chances. Now, there are going to be weeks where he plays a bottom 5 defense against tight ends. Great. Start him those weeks. But for week 1, again, high floor guys, and Njoku's got the higher floor.
Perfect. Okay, and then last thing, not more so like a pick, but with Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers both being healthy, how much does Lamar run the ball actually tonight?
Oh, man. See, I've seen on social media today, I felt like this was the most, controversial pick people were making. This seemed to have a wide range. Some people were he's going over 40 rushing yards, and some people were saying he's going under 25. I feel like the under's a better play because I'm kind of taking into account a couple factors. One, Derrick Henry. Biggest factor, you just got him. If you're going to run the ball, it's probably Derrick Henry. Two, to your point, the weapons are healthy in the passing game, so the need to scramble may be less because people are healthy. The targets are there. Third, it's the Chiefs. Chiefs are going to score points, or at least the Chiefs will probably be leading in the game. I think that lends itself to Lamar throwing more in the second half. The only issue I have is on those few plays where he goes out to pass, everyone's covered because it's a good job by the Chiefs secondary, and then he scrambles for 8 yards. He scrambles for 11 yards, and you're like, shit, it just went, And it's why I wouldn't bet it myself. I wouldn't put my own money on it. But if you gave me money and were like, Butt Fumble Sports, it's a free bet, just throw your money at it, I would say lean towards the under, just because the factors, I think, lend itself more towards that.
Yeah, for sure, dude. For sure. I think we're all just super excited. The fact they put up the Ravens and the Chiefs to open up the season was just probably the best thing they probably could have done.
Do you know the 2 astronauts right now that are stuck on that space station and can't get home? You know how excited they must be to step on planet Earth? That doesn't even compare to how excited I am for tonight. Them arriving back on Earth is 1/10 of how I feel about the football season starting. So eat shit, astronauts. Wait your turn, because football starts tonight, and I could not be more excited. Side note, I really hope they get home safe to their families, and yeah.
Right. Dude, I'm excited to ride out the year with you. I'm pumped, dude. I'm ready for this.
Dude, we wait all year long. We suffer through the spring and the summer and those beautiful months at the beach and all. I hate it. I want cold, miserable weather and football on TV. That's how it'll be a great world. Austin, you have a great night. Enjoy football. I'll see you in our next show.
Yeah, man.
Later. God, I love talking sports with you guys. If you guys don't know, this is the highlight of my day and of my existence is talking football with you guys. So if you love it, join us every day, 4:30 Monday through Friday. 10 a.m. on Sundays, and obviously subscriber-only shows on every night. We go to Garrett. Garrett's been super patient. Garrett, hope you're doing well. What's good, buddy?
Hey, I'm trying. We're wrapping the workday up right now, and let me tell you something. Those Miller Lite in my fridge better hide when I get home.
Oh, those things will be attacked tonight. Look out. Look out. No beer is safe.
Okay, so one main question, and then I'll let you get to it because I'm about to wrap up work here and get to the house. But I'm in between three receivers. I've been listening to what you were saying. Nico Collins, there's so many mouths to feed.
Yep.
Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz, Joe Mixon now in the backfield. You know, I'm between Nico, T. Higgins, and Xavier Worthy. So what are you thinking between those three right now?
And I'm only picking one?
Yes, just I need to start one out of those three.
Nico Collins, Xavier Worthy, and who was the middle one?
And T. Higgins.
Okay, I'm going to take a bit of a risk here. I'm going to say T. Higgins. I'm not loving it. I think it's a slightly better play maybe than Nico Collins. And the only reason I'm saying it is exactly what you said. I think there's so many mouths to feed in the Houston Texans offense. Diggs' first game. Joe Mixon's first game. I almost feel like the OC is going to build in plays to get those guys involved. I'm a little bit concerned that may mean Nico Collins' overall production just goes down just for this week. Just for this week. I like him for the season, but I'm a little cautious this week. I like him, but T. Higgins, there aren't that many weapons in the Bengals offense, and the Patriots, they're not that good on defense. They've got a couple good members of their secondary. I think I lean towards Higgins. I'm not going to play Worthy. I don't want to play the rookie tonight. I'll play him another week. I want to see a week of him before I take the chance on him. But part of me thinks T. Higgins, there aren't that, to your comment, there aren't that many mouths to feed in the Bengals offense. So he'll get good targets and good production.
Okay, and now let me add on to that then, now that you say T. Higgins. So my other two receiver spots, I'm currently, I have Marvin Harrison Jr. plugged in, and then I also have Chris Olave plugged in. So, now, would you try to squeeze in either Xavier Worthy or Nico Collins into one of those two positions?
No. You've got the right things going. Don't get in your head. You're doing so well, Garrett. Like let's just sink this 1-inch putt and we're good. Then we can go home and drink those beers. You're totally fine. Don't overthink it. You got those two starting wide receivers for a reason. They belong in that spot.
That sounds good to me. And one more thing. I mean, I get so sad when I hear y'all talk about sports betting. I'm in Texas. So it's so, like, you know, we get Prize Picks over here in Texas, but we can't do, like, the DraftKings.
Do you have Underdog?
I do not, no. I don't have Underdog.
Well, okay, so great that you brought it up. I didn't pay Garrett for this plug, but Garrett, thanks for leading me right into this. So we actually have a brand new collection of brands backing the show because apparently we're doing really well and they love us. So DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, but also Underdog. There's a link in my bio to my link tree. Obviously, there are a ton of promos going on because it's the start of the football season. So if you want to get in on some betting, and obviously I know Texas, California, there are some states that are trickier from a regulatory standpoint. Underdog may work for you. Give it a try, and if you do, use our promo, and that way you can play their money instead of your own.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. I'll look into that for sure.
Again, it's my link in my bio. Just click it, go to Underdog. It'll take you from there. And that way, again, I don't know what their promo code is, their promo is this week, but whatever it is, it's pretty good.
That sounds good to me. I'm going to wrap this workday up and get to the house. I appreciate all the help. Thank you.
Beers, watch out. Garrett Irvin's about to get home.
All right, we'll see y'all later.
You have a great night. Enjoy the game. Let's go to J.C. Chase. J.C. Chase is going to join the show now. J.C., what's good?
What's going on, man?
How you living?
Good, how are you?
J.C., this is the start of the greatest football season in 2024 history. I am so freaking pumped. I can't contain my excitement. How can we help you out today?
I got a trade for you. JT, JSN, and Tua for Devontae Adams, Mostert, and Pollard. I already have Josh Allen.
Whoa. Which side are you getting?
I'm getting Devontae Adams, Mostert, and Pollard.
Okay. Whoever offered you that trade is not your friend. Take them off your Christmas card list. Don't hang out with them. Don't invite them to events with your wife because he will try to steal your wife. That man is trying to rob you. He is trying to rob your fantasy team. That's a bad trade. Don't do it.
I already have Gibbs and Swift on the bench. That's why I'm trying to get away from JT and stash a receiver. My receivers are kind of light. That's why I'm leaning at Devontae just because of his.
But it's not a good deal. It's not. But Devontae, get a better receiver then. Devontae Adams, you're relying on Gardner Minshew? Don't do that. Get a better receiver. Get someone you can trust. I would rather have Chris Olave. I would rather have DK Metcalf. I would rather have those guys even. And I'm not even saying they're good enough given who you're offering. JT demands so much in return. You better be asking for the moon, the stars, and everything in between. Like, I'd ask for Jamar Chase.
He doesn't have Jamar. I mean, what I'm thinking is I can use Mostert. Everybody's high on Mostert in my league for some reason, and I can use him and Pollard for trade value.
If you're only doing this trade to trade JT for Devontae Adams and a couple of pieces that you're going to trade again, I'm not crazy about it because I think you're giving up value in exchange. JT is so good. I get it. You have a lot of running backs. So maybe you have the luxury to just trade them, but I don't think you're getting enough in exchange.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you watching the show. Make sure you follow. Let's go to I used to catch fish. I used to catch fish. That sounds like... Oh, he dropped. I used to catch fish. Used to also be on hold. He's no longer there. Let's go to CJ. CJ's been waiting patiently. CJ, what's good?
Hey, can you hear me?
Of course I can. How can we help you?
We went from JC to CJ. That's pretty cool.
That's how it goes sometimes. How can we help you?
So first, I kind of wanted just to ask you on how I did on this draft. So it's a 10-man full PPR. Just going to give you my roster real quick. We've got Jordan Love, Jahmyr Gibbs, Rashad White, Justin Jefferson, Metcalf, Trey McBride. Right now, I've got Waddle plugged into the flex. And I'll give you some my bench guys. I got Rashee Rice, David Montgomery, Ladd McConkey, Brian Thomas, Jonathan Brooks, Jerome Ford. How do you think I did? I will say I think I have a lot of good depth, but maybe not as much star power as I want.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I think you took the rookies on my bench to an extreme. Clearly, someone who's investing in the future. So it would make a great Madden team because you would have a cheap roster for 4 years. But I think overall, it's a good team. I think to your point, one of those rookies could turn into a stud, maybe even two of them, but not all like 4 of them or 5 of them that you got. So there's going to be a few that wash out. So just make sure you're playing the waiver wire, but be careful. Don't give up on somebody too quick because it may be a rookie darling this week and a dud the next.
Right.
And I think that's going to be a major factor for you. Your team, to your point, it's got depth. You're going to have to manage it, but there is a lack of star power. There are a couple players that you have that I think are going to regress. Rashad White and Jefferson, I think, regress over the course of the year. They were so good last year. They've been so good in the past, and they don't have great situations the same way this year. So I think there is a chance they could regress. But overall, I give it a B+ for right now, and I think that it's a playoff team.
Sure. Is there any players maybe that come to mind that I could target? Any packages you think? I don't know.
Well, if the answer is I don't know, especially here's what's tough. We're on the eve of the season. And so I think what really ends up happening for most people in most leagues is they shut down trades between now and Sunday. I think trades still happen. There are plenty of people who are going to ask me about them. But I think what often happens is people do a lot of movement right until the season kicks off. And then they're kind of like, I kind of want to see what my team's going to do. And so what I would say is I feel like you're in that similar boat. Justin Jefferson could have a really, really good week 1 against the New York Giants. He may be even really attractive to trade then. Because the chance that that may be his peak value for the whole season. And so moving on from him after week 1, again, people open up their mind to trading once week 1 ends and week 2 is about to begin. But there's almost like a moratorium for like a 72-hour period where people are like, all right, we're about to open up Christmas gifts. Like, no one open up theirs prematurely or no Santa swap. Like, like none of that. And so I think that kind of ends up happening a little bit.
Yeah, understandable. Okay, cool. And then quick second question
Sure.
here. I'm a little not sure where to go on my RB2 and flex in another league. So start 2, at least 1 running back. I've got Kenneth Walker, Jerome Ford, Zay Flowers, or Deontay Johnson.
Well, I'm going Walker for sure, and it's probably Zay Flowers is the other one. I'd rather go Flowers over Johnson. That's really where it comes out. And no, I'm not going to bet on Jerome Ford. Like, he probably is going to have a better game than I think, but there's just not a lot about that Cowboys and Browns game I really want to invest in. I think the under is going to be a really good play in that one for the sports bettors out there. So I'm just not high on Jerome Ford enough for me to take him over either Walker or Zay Flowers.
Sure, I agree. Thanks so much, man.
Appreciate it. Make sure you follow.
All right.
All right, appreciate the questions. Let's get to another caller. I used to catch fish, used to be on hold, then dropped, and now they're back. I used to catch fish. How you doing?
Hey, I got you this time. You caught me.
I got you. How's life?
Not bad, man. You helped me win the league last year, so I'm back again.
I'm glad we could. Hopefully it's championship number 2 for you.
I hope so. So I thought I was doing great here week 1, and the more I listened to you, I'm like, well, maybe not. I did draft Devontae Adams, and I heard you say you don't like him. And
yeah.
I did have him starting at receiver, but my initial question was going to be, I have Ayuk and then Chris Godwin.
Oh, no, I'd start Adams. No. I was more talking about, I'm not high on Devontae Adams for the whole season, because it means I've got to buy into Gardner Minshew for the whole season, and I'm just not as big a believer. I think Devontae Adams is going to have a big game this week. A big game. There's actually a nice little piece of beef between the Chargers and the Raiders, and specifically Devontae Adams. Really quick, I used to catch fish. Just bear with me as I share this story. So, in the schedule release for the Los Angeles Chargers, they use like Pop-Tart flavors as their like schedule release. Like each flavor matches the team. And for the Raiders, they used garbage Pop-Tarts. And they put a picture of Devontae Adams on the box. Well, Devontae Adams was like, hey, what the hell? I average over 100 yards a game against you guys. Check the stats. You may call us garbage, but I dominate you when I play you, and I'm not going to forget that when I play you again. So I think Devontae Adams could have a very big week 1, but the question is, do I like him season long? The answer is no, because he's not playing the Chargers every week, and Gardner Minshew is eventually going to run out of magic.
Wow, if I was him, I'd be pissed too. So I'm okay with him this week. Then I saw some ESPN article that said avoid Ayuk.
Bad matchup against the Jets. I mean, it's Sauce Gardner. And by the way, if it's not Sauce Gardner, it's Michael Carter II. Like, the Jets have a great secondary, a great defense. Ayuk has obviously been away from camp for a majority of the preseason because of the contract dispute. There's a lot of reasons for me to fade Ayuk this week.
Okay, fair. I do have Chris Godwin on the bench, and I also have Ramondre Stevenson, and this is the flex position I'm talking about.
I would go Godwin. I think Godwin's a safer play. Look, Stevenson should be the safer play. If you guys watch the show, you know I usually like to go running back over wide receiver because the floor is higher. But the Patriots' offensive line is awful. It's awful. It's so bad that I just can't believe in Stevenson. I'd rather take Godwin. I trust Godwin more, and I trust Baker Mayfield and the Bucs offense more, especially against a revamped Commanders team.
You know what? Me too. I appreciate it. I'll be hitting you up all throughout the rest of the season. Hopefully I get this win this week, and I'll be back for more.
Make sure you follow. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're with us every time we're live. I'll see you later. I used to catch fish.
Thanks. Have a great day.
If you guys are looking for a place to get fantasy football advice, you subscribe on TikTok. Join us for subscriber-only shows. They happen almost every single night, usually around 10 o'clock. The big show for everybody, free for everybody, is Sunday morning. We are live at 10 a.m. on Sunday across all of our platforms. We will be live for at least 3 hours, giving you as much advice as you could possibly handle. So make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram Live, any of our platforms. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you're a member of this great community. Let's go to Hoeing. Let's see what Hoeing wants to talk about. Hoeing, fitness, what's good?
Oh, not doing too bad. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm loving life. How can we help you?
Hey, I talked to you yesterday, and I had the team that had Stevenson as my RB2, I know you hear a lot of these, but I just had a question about potential trade. And I don't know if this would be giving too much or if you thought it'd be a good trade. What do you think if I got rid of Stevenson, Christian Watson, and D-Hop to try to get Kamara?
Oh, I like that trade.
Okay. Well, I don't know if the guy's going to go for it or not, but I'm trying to get a better RB2 in my lineup.
No, you're trading 3 nickel and dime pieces for one player that might have real potential. I actually like the trade.
Okay. I just wanted to check with you, so.
Seal of approval. Enjoy the game today, bud.
Yeah, thanks.
Let's go to Troutus. I think I'm getting that right. Troutus, what's good?
Hello?
How you living? You got to stay on the app. If you're not on TikTok, I can't hear you.
Okay. I was just wondering for my flex position, I'm confused of Rashee Rice or it's a running back. I forgot what his name is. It's I think Chuba Hubbard.
Oh, Rashee Rice by a mile.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Of course. Make sure you hit that follow button. Let's get to our next call. Let's go to Landon. Landon's next on the line. Landon, what's good?
Yeah, how you doing?
Loving life. It's the best day of the year. How can we help you?
Yeah, I just wanted you to rate my team real quick.
Go for it.
All right, so at quarterback, I got Jalen Hurts. At running back, I got A-Chain and Rashad White. At wide receiver, I got A.J. Brown and Garrett Wilson. It's a 10-man, by the way. Defense, I have the Ravens, but this week I picked up the Seahawks and then Evan McPherson at kicker.
Who's your tight end?
Oh, Mark Andrews.
And who's your backup running back?
Najee Harris.
Yikes. Okay, I'm not big on Najee at all. I'm not big on him at all, so I don't love the team. It's okay, it's a solid team, but you're a little overloaded on the Eagles. Your running backs are both high risk, high reward. I think Rashad White regresses. I think Achane could take a major step forward, but he's got an injury history. So I'll give it a high B, a low B plus, but I'm a little nervous for you. I think it is a playoff team right now, but I hope everyone stays healthy. You've got some guys who have injury history in their past.
So do you think I should trade one of those receivers for maybe some better running backs or what?
The answer is yes. I mean, you need to make a move at running back, even if you got a third running back like a DeAndre Swift, someone who's not a stud, but brings just a little bit more of an insurance policy in case Achane or White don't quite deliver. By the way, one thing I am definitely hearing and is one of the popular narratives right now around the NFL, it's that Bucky Irvin, the running back in, is it Irving or Irvin? I don't know which one, but the backup running back in Tampa Bay is winning over people in that building. And there's a lot of talk that Rashad White won't just regress because he had such a good year last year, but that they might start giving touches to this other running back. I'd be a little bit nervous. It wouldn't prevent me from playing him. It just means you may need to get a third running back that just, again, adds a bit of an insurance policy for you, because I don't think Najee is enough.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Can I ask you one more team?
Of course.
Second league?
Sure.
Yeah, so I got Lamar, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan, Mike Evans, Michael Pittman, Dalton Kincaid, Tank Dell, and then for my backup running backs, Chuba Hubbard, Zach Moss.
Hit me one more time. I wasn't really paying attention. Hit me one more time.
Oh, that's all right. At quarterback, Lamar Jackson. Running backs are Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan. Wide receiver, Mike Evans and Pittman. And then tight end, Dalton Kincaid, and flex, Tank Dell.
Yeah, I like this team a whole lot more. I love your running backs. I love your tight end. Your 2 wide receivers, they're not superstars, but they're going to give you a high floor most weeks. I really like this team. This is an A-minus team for me. I don't like the backups at running back, but I love the starters enough. Maybe with the bench, if the bench isn't good enough, it's a high B-plus team. But then it's a low A-minus, high B-plus. I'm very high on it, though.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, Landon. Have a nice night, bud.
You too.
Let's get another caller up here. Let's go to Mason. Let's see what Mason wants to talk about. Oh, Mason dropped. See you, Mason. Let's go to Use6754. Use6754, what's good?
What's up?
How you living?
I'm good. How are you?
It's the kickoff of the NFL season, man. I couldn't be better. I could not be better.
I got a few questions on fantasy team.
Let's get it.
What are your thoughts on like DJ Moore this week or just the whole season?
Very high on him. I think he is an elite wide receiver. He finally has a quarterback that's really going to allow him to not only show out, but now he's got weapons around him that take defensive attention from him. I think he's going to have a really big year. I like him this week. I love him for the entire season, though. Really high on DJ Moore.
Thank you. And then, what are your thoughts on DK Metcalf this week and like just the whole season as well?
This week's a tough matchup. He's going up against Patrick Surtain II in that Broncos secondary, and I'd argue Surtain II is the best cornerback in the NFL. Maybe Sauce Gardner, but I think it's very close between those two. And I think this is a tough matchup for him. I still think he can have a serviceable week. In most leagues, I would play him unless you had 3 other wide receivers or 2 others that are studs. Most teams don't. So I play him in most leagues. For the season, I like him. He wants to earn a big contract. Seattle, even though they're going to run the ball with Kenneth Walker, still rely on him for the deep ball and the big play. So I'm still very high on DK for the season.
Yeah. So this week I have like Brian Thomas Jr. On my bench. I think I should start him over DK.
No, I'd still start DK. I'd still start DK.
All right, thank you. And then can you just rate my team?
Sure.
I got Lamar at quarterback, Christian McCaffrey, who's my other running back, Kyron Williams, Mike Evans, DK, Trey McBride, and then DJ Moore my flex.
This is a loaded team. This is an A- team. This is a playoff team. This is a team that could win a title. Love the running backs, love the quarterback, love the tight end, and the wide receivers are good enough. Really high on it, man. Love the team.
All right, thank you.
Have a great week.
You too.
All right, let's go to Christian. Christian's a loyal subscriber. Want to make sure I show love to our subscribers. Christian, what's good?
How's it going, brother?
Oh, I could not be better, Christian. It's the greatest day of my life. You got to stay on the app, bud. When you go off the app, you mute yourself. Can't hear you.
Gotcha, sorry. Could you rate my team real quick?
Fire away.
All right, so 12-man league, 7th pick. I got Dak Prescott, Joe Mixon. I know, I'm not big on Dak either.
I love that you can see my facial expression at the very moment you say Dak Prescott.
So Joe Mixon. Who else was my other guy? It was. God, I'm probably gonna go. Okay, yeah. So Joe Mixon, Aaron Jones, AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill, George Kittle, and then Godwin at flex.
Christian, you're a loyal subscriber. I love my subscribers. I love their dedication. I appreciate their support, and I never want to hurt their feelings. So, Christian, I'm going to tell you, you're a very good-looking, smart, funny person. I'm sure you're great with animals, and I'm sure nature loves you and all that. I don't like your football team very much. I don't like your fantasy football team very much. I'm just going to put that out there. You're loaded at wide receiver, but with 2 guys I think are going to regress. And then the rest of the team is like an all-star team from like 2 or 3 years ago. So I'm just not as high on it as I should be. I like it because you're a subscriber, but in reality I don't really like it. I'd probably give it a B as its ceiling, probably closer to a B minus.
So would you rather start Kirk Cousins over Dak?
For this week, probably yes.
Okay.
But by the way, Christian, when you ask questions like that, we need to be looking into our life choices, Christian. We're not doing things that are good for our health, good for our well-being. If we're choosing between Dak and Kirk Cousins this week when they're playing the Steelers and the Browns, I'm worried. Make sure a friend comes over and watches you for 24 hours to make sure nothing bad happens.
Gotcha. I appreciate it, man.
Christian, I love you joining the show. Make sure you continue to watch. I appreciate you being a subscriber. Let's go to Anton. Anton's a gifter, not a subscriber. Hopefully he subscribes in the future. But Anton is a gifter. Anton, what's good?
Hey, how's it going, man? I just got a few questions. I'm gonna run down my fantasy team, and then I have a few questions about the flex play.
Sure.
I got Trevor Lawrence as my QB, Pacheco is my running back, Montgomery is my running back 2, CeeDee Lamb, Drake London, Dalton Kincaid as a tight end, and I got Debo Samuel, and Jalen Reed as my flex. Now, on my bench, I have Ridley and Jackson Smith and Ajigba. Now, would I keep Samuel and Jalen Reed at the flex, or do I change them out? Now, you said, San Fran has a tight matchup with New York Jets. I just think Debo will probably get more of the workload, seeing that Ayuk has been out.
Give me the two bench players are Ridley and JSN?
Yes, sir.
I'd still probably go Debo. Certainly over JSN, but I think I like Ridley. I think he could emerge this year, but I'm just leaning slightly towards benching him for this week.
Benching Ridley for this week, and you keep Jaden Reed as the second flex spot, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Other than that, I have Gus Edwards and plus or minus another quarterback. So.
No, I agree. I agree with that.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Anton, you enjoy the game tonight. Have a great week 1 of the NFL season. Let's go to Don't Know Juan. Don't Know Juan, loyal gifter, not a subscriber yet. Hopefully he subscribes in the future. Don't Know Juan, what's good?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, I'm loving life. What can we do for you?
Awesome. Can you just rate my team really quickly?
Fire away.
All right. So at my quarterback, I have Kyler Murray and Jared Goff. At my running backs, I have Isaiah Pacheco and Bijan Robinson. At wide receiver, I got Waddle and Neighbors. At tight end, I got Kincaid. And then on my bench, I have, let me see. Hold on. I'm a All right, I got Brian Thomas, Chase Brown, and Blake Corum, and then Nick Chubb.
Okay, so I love the team. The wide receiver position's a little weak.
That's what I thought.
And I thought you were going to tell me you had a bunch of rookie wide receivers. You only have one, Brian Thomas. I don't know what your depth is.
Jacoby Myers, too.
Yeah, I don't love the wide receiver position in terms of depth. I think you're going to be fine to start the year. I think it's a really strong team to start the year. I give it a high B+, but I think over the course of the year, wide receiver could become an issue. Keep your eye on the waiver wire. If there's someone who can emerge, if Shakir of the Bills is available in your league, he actually might be a good pickup for you. I think he's got more value than Jacoby Myers by a good margin. Might be gone already, but if you could add him, I actually think that would be a really good addition for you.
The show, and I forgot to mention I got Jaden Reed as well. Jaden Reed. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that more. That's the kind of backup that I'm looking for. He's a better substitute. So I like the team more that he's on it. Yep.
Okay, for sure. Thank you.
Appreciate you watching the show.
Later, man.
Let's get to Tristap. Tristap 12. Let's see what Tristap 12 wants to talk about. Tristap 12, what's good?
Yo, what's up, man?
How you living?
I'm doing pretty good. What about you?
Oh, could not be better, man. Could not be better. How can we help you?
All right, so basically, yesterday I was talking about I believe it was Jay Jettis, and I was working out a deal now with him, and so because I was really heavy on wide receivers, so I needed running backs, and I figured Jettis is a guy to move because he still has positional value plus the Sam Darnold situation. So I was like, okay, we got to move Jettis, and so I ended up cuffing the Miami backs, as well as getting Amari Cooper in the deal with Anthony Richardson, and I had to give up Jettas and I believe Aaron Jones as a package deal.
You're giving up Justin Jefferson and Aaron Jones?
Yeah.
And you're getting back Achane, Mostert, and what? And Cooper?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. It's not bad. You're locking in an RB1 because you're getting Achane and Mostert. So if Achane gets hurt, you're still locked in there. That's good. I like the upgraded running back over Aaron Jones. The fall off from Jefferson to Amari Cooper is both real and yet not devastating. Okay. I like it. I'm not boner up about it, but I like it.
Yeah. No, it's because I knew that I was pretty solid receiver-wise with, just...
No, I totally get it. It locks in a running back position, it solidifies it. And in that way, it's a good move. It's just kind of sometimes you hear a trade and you're like, if I put all of those pieces on the scale, would the scale balance out? And it takes a little couple of minutes for it to like, yeah, it does. Okay, I can see it.
All right.
Appreciate the question, man. Hope you enjoyed tonight's game.
All right, perfect. Thanks. You too.
Let's get a couple more questions in. 66 Beast is a subscriber. 666 Beast Mode. Everyone be careful. I know we got 666 up here. No reason to be scared. Beast Mode, what's good?
How you doing, sir?
I'm loving life. Life's amazing. Football is back. How can we help you?
All right, question for you. I have my team. I'm the champ from the previous league, and I'm going up against the top-rated team. So my team is C.J. Stroud, Bijan, Derrick Henry, Mike Evans, Stephon Diggs, the tight end for sorry.
Kincaid?
No, Ravens, Andrews.
Okay.
And then Cleveland and Elliott. So my flex options are Zamir White, Terry McLaurin, or Christian Kirk.
Are you asking me to pick one of those?
I'm asking, in your opinion, what would you think would be the better of the three for the flex?
Give me him one more time.
Zamir White, Terry McLaurin, Christian
Terry
Kirk.
McLaurin. Not close.
Okay.
Terry McLaurin.
Okay.
Feel really good about it. Love the
Just
team, by
wasn't
the
sure
way.
about the starting
Little
lineup.
overloaded on the Houston Texans offense, a little bit, but still, love it.
All right, cool. Excellent. Thank you, sir.
Have a great night. See you soon.
You too. Be safe. See you tonight.
Let's go to Irving. Irving is our next caller. Let's see what Irving wants to talk about. Irving, what's good?
What's going on, my man?
How you living?
I'm good. So I just had a panic question about tonight.
Sure.
So I have Jamar Chase on my lineup. Again, there's all this stuff regarding his contract. Will he play? Will he not play? I have Zay Flowers on my bench. So I'm considering a move. Do I hope for Jamar Chase, or do you think maybe getting certain points from Zay Flowers is a better move?
It's a really tough question because I do think that Zay Flowers is probably the safer play this week. Jamar Chase, sure, he's practicing. No, he's in a jersey and pads. I don't know how much practicing he's actually doing. I am a little bit concerned about it for this week. If you played Zay Flowers, you could talk me into it. For this week, I think it's about a coin flip because I think a Jamar Chase at a lesser value is almost a Zay Flowers, but you may want to play it safe.
Yeah, for sure.
But a tough one. I don't have a great answer on it, and the real reason I don't have a great answer on it is because I really don't know how the Bengals are utilizing Jamar Chase, if they're going to be using... Like, are they going to use him on every snap? Probably not. They'll use him in certain situations. His conditioning's not there. Like, the timing's not there. I just feel a little bit safer about Zay Flowers.
It's all right. Sounds good, my man.
I'm fingers crossed on that, though, and the reason I'm kind of like double dutching on this is because there are a lot of mouths to feed in the Ravens offense with Derrick Henry now there, and the Patriots defense is like, it's okay, it's a good secondary, but like, if Jamar Chase had been in camp and there were no questions around him, I would expect a pretty good day from him. So it's a little tough because I have so much of the preseason kind of like fogging my opinion on this that it just lends itself to Zay Flowers, though I really don't want to.
Yeah, for sure. Well, man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You have a great night. Enjoy game one.
You too.
If you guys don't know it by now, I love talking sports with you guys. It is my favorite thing to do every single day. I hope you guys enjoy the content and the conversation as well. If you do, hit the follow button. Hit the like button if you're watching on YouTube or Twitter or X or Instagram or Twitch, or hit the like button. Hit the follow button. Maybe share the channel with some friends. Let others know that Butt Fumble Sports is available to them every single day. Be a mensch and let the word out about Butt Fumble Sports. We are live every single day of the season. We are live every single day of the season. Monday through Friday, 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, 4:30 p.m. We are live on all these platforms. We do a subscriber-only show at night. And then on Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. show. Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. show. We are live then. We have been live now for about an hour and 40 minutes. Appreciate those shares. Appreciate people sharing the channel, letting others know about it. It's you guys who make all this possible. JP's asking London or Rice. I go Rice. Sean, James Conner, Drake London, Jerome Ford, Chris Godwin. Pick one. I'll go James Conner, believe it or not, just barely over Godwin. Money Branch, I would go Money Branch. I'd go Ramondre Stevenson, I think, though I don't love it. D. Graham, what do you prefer this year, McConkey or Palmer? Season-long McConkey. Kike is Guap. I've got anytime touchdown for Derrick Henry, anytime touchdown for Isaiah Pacheco. I've got Travis Kelce props coming out my yin-yang. CJ, I'd go right. CJ. CJ, I'm going to say Rice, but it's very close. Are you kidding me? Kirk, Dell, Johnson. I'm going to go Kirk. Are you kidding me? I'll go Kirk. Victor, 10-man, Dak, Olave, Waddle, Bijan, Barkley, Kittle, Smith, Mostert, and the Jets defense. Little overloaded on the Dolphins. Love the two running backs, the starting running backs you have. I give it a B+ right now. B+. Billy Cooper, Rate, Hurts, Etienne, Stevenson, Ford, Chubb, Chase, Harrison Jr., Cooper, Debo, D-Hop, Kmet, and Hawkinson. Don't love it overall. This is like a B for me at best. Don't love the running back position. You've got more running backs with question marks than guys that are locked in for sure. Don't love the squad. Sorry. Adrian, I think I'd lean just slightly towards Rice, but it's close. Justin, Flowers or Connor? I might go Connor. It's close. I might go Connor just to play it safe. Lemon, I'd go Rice. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you guys are loving the show. I am going to sign off right now. I'm going to sign off now. But before we do, if you want all of my bets for free, DM me on Instagram or go to my link tree. There's a link in my bio. If you want every bet I make every day, NFL, MLB, player prop bets, game picks, total plays, I give away my picks for free every single day. Either DM me on Instagram or hit the link tree in my bio. Speaking of my link tree, we have a bunch of brands back in the show. DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, Underdog. If you guys aren't signed up to any of these sports books or you want to try a new sports book, hit the link in my bio. My link tree has promos for all of these sports books. Use them. Use them. Use their money to make your bets for this week. Use promo codes. Use this. Don't be overly loyal to a sports book. They're not going to show that loyalty to you. Use different sports books. Find the best bets and then shop that bet and place it on the sports book that makes sense. You want to check out the promo codes? Use the link in my bio on TikTok. The link in my bio on TikTok takes you to my link tree. You can find the promo codes there. Guys, it is the greatest night of the year. It is the greatest time of the year. Football is frickin' back, everybody. It's back. It's back. It's back. Let's go. I am so pumped, so excited. I'm going to get myself some dinner and lock in. I am so grateful you watch our show. I am so great you follow. I am so grateful that you're a member of this community. Hit the follow button. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you later tonight. I will do a show later tonight for subscribers. So make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you're with us for a subscriber-only show tonight. It's the greatest night of the year, and it starts in just a couple hours. Let's go, everybody. Enjoy your evening, and I will catch you later. Stay healthy. Stay safe and enjoy kickoff of the greatest football season in 2024 history. We'll see you later tonight, everybody. Goodbye.